Man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like Beezy, man, make sure you follow my Instagram and Twitch, man. In the description down below. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. So we are going to be on a Battlefield 6 beta, bro, you know what I mean? So I need a good squad. You know what I'm saying? Need a good squad, bro. So if y'all good, bro, if y'all acting like, I mean, this is my first time getting on Battlefield 6 today. You know what I mean? But I looked on Twitch, man, and I'm like, okay, it's like one of the highest popping games right now. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'll hop on Battlefield 6. I really wanted to do Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Mafia was something I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I just bought Mafia, bro. But I'm going to do that for sure. You know what I'm saying? But Battlefield 6 beta is what I will be live streaming tonight, you know what I mean? So make sure y'all tune in to Twitch, man. Like I said, 2 o'clock a.m. I know it's Friday for y'all, bro, so no school. I know a lot of y'all started school, man. How's it going for y'all, you feel me? First day, you feel me? Having the hot Cheeto girls, you know, breath stinking and everything. Oh, my God. It's a lot to deal with on the first day, man. You know what I'm saying? But you got your little fresh little Jordans on, bought your little cool little jeans, your cool little shirt. Well, I know you were feeling fresh on the first day, boy, wasn't you? You feel me? But you know none of y'all get the females for real, so we ain't got to worry about that. It don't matter how far you try to look, bro. You know what I'm saying? No fees was coming up talking to you on the first day. Matter of fact, when you went back home, you was very disappointed in yourself, was you? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, man, make sure y'all follow the Twitch, man. Link in the description down below. And subscribe to the second channel. That's where I will be uploading my Battlefield 6 gameplay. You know what I'm saying? But we got model student turned serial killer, the Philly Joker. You know what I'm saying? Man, Philly. You know, I feel like me and Philadelphia people really don't get along, you know, because I'm Smeagol's K. You know what I mean? But Philly, man, looked like a rough area. You know what I'm saying? I seen North Philly, but I'm like, what the freak? You know, that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to America. You know, like I told y'all, what is the image that everybody has on America? America, the place where you come so your dreams can come true. You know what I mean? America is just the most fantastic place in the world. Dun, 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 you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's for the foreigners, the people that never ever step foot in America. I bet the immigrants, you know what I'm saying, begging to go back home now, is you? It ain't how it's portrayed to be on the outside, is you? You was on the outside looking in. Now, so now you inside this mother effer. So tell them people back home, do dreams come true up in this mother effer? You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't. You feel me? They love trying to make it seem like America is just the sweetest country, there's nothing wrong with America, bro. Bro, Africa, bro, is one of the richest continents in the freaking world. All they do is show the poor. Dang, we got poor people here. That's one thing that pisses me off about these billionaires, American billionaires. They go over to other continents and countries and help them, but dang, bro, you gonna help America out? You know what I'm saying? I promise you, it's a lot of trenches here. It's a lot of homeless people here. It's a lot going on here too, bro. You feel me? I'm talking about treacherous. But you don't help them out, but you go over there and help them, but you don't see them coming over here and helping us. One of them African billionaires coming over to America helping us, though. I feel like, I told you, it's just me. And me being who I am and me being a Christ follower, bro, you are obligated to serve people. When I get money, I am obligated to serve you, bro. I have to be obedient. But I'm looking at, oh, if Jesus served people, I can't serve people. Who the freak am I to Jesus? I am nobody compared to him. So if Jesus can wash somebody's feet, I'm not washing nobody's feet. You know, that's one thing I'm not doing. You feel me? But other than that, you know, I will serve and I will help people. You know, I want to change people's lives. That's what I want to do. I want it to be more than myself. I'm not finna go to other continents. You know, yeah, I got a lot of money, right? I grew up in America, right? Born and raised in America. I got a lot of money. So now I'm just finna say F America and go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised in America. Never been to Africa a day in my life. Never been over here, Beijing, or wherever I go. But I'm helping these folks before helping these people that's in my country. Come on now, bro.
If you want uncut and extended versions,
people need your help here too.
I'm
just finna call you out.
So you can now watch my drops on Spotify. So
I ain't that type of person.
There. Here's the video.
Philadelphia.
It's home to some of the most treacherous streets in America. Beneath the surface of this sprawling historic city lies some dark secrets. Lurking on every corner and alleyway is a darkness that's hard to describe. Walking the pavements of Philly, you need to look over your shoulder and keep a hand in your pocket, because walking these streets amongst you lurks an evil energy that's hard to describe but easy to feel in the pit of your stomach. Evil eyes watching you, and nobody is safe. Earlier this year, a news story from Philadelphia gained international attention when an only 17-year-old straight-A student and star athlete Noah Scurry was brutally gunned down in the early morning hours as he was leaving for school with his mother. America would mourn the seemingly tragic murder of a model student caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. It would turn out that things went far deeper and darker than anyone could have possibly imagined. As the days passed, people began to shine light into the shadows, and as more time went on, people would slowly piece together the shocking truth that Noah Scurry wasn't just a straight-A student caught up in the demonic forces that lurk in Philly's streets. In fact, the truth was, he was the danger. When it emerged that in reality, Noah Scurry was living a double life, hitting the books and scoring points on the basketball by day, but by night, he had a whole different identity, putting on a Joker mask to hide his true identity and lurking in the streets with a thirst for blood and acting as a high-functioning serial killer with allegedly over 5 bodies under his belt. The shocking truth was that even the most innocent-looking and well-to-do teenagers in the streets of Philly were outside at night, committing murders, and then going home like nothing had happened. What made this story even more strange and shocking is that it impacted residents of Philadelphia at the highest levels of society and fame, because before all of this came out publicly, the former Philly rap legend and current podcast superstar Gillie the Kid, aka Gillie the King, host of $1 Million Worth of Game, would tragically lose his own son, YNG Cheese, to a brutal triple shooting in 2023. The grief-stricken podcaster would show incredible strength and continue pushing a positive message in the years that followed, but the internet would eventually be plunged into a sense of shock when it was later revealed that Noah Scurry had likely been responsible for the murder of his son and would have likely been arrested for it had he not lost his life first. The strange story made the concerned citizens of Philly ask the perplexing question: what would drive an apparently star student with his whole life ahead of him to get deep in the streets and begin taking the lives of other promising young men just like him? Well, the truth is much darker than anyone could have possibly imagined. So in this video, we take a closer look into the life and death of Noah Scurry, aka Joker OTV, the demonic teenage serial killer who got sucked into the deadly streets of Philly and showed the world that sometimes the most innocent-seeming people hold the darkest of secrets.
We have to make a concerted effort to find solutions to the craziness that is plaguing our city.
Police say Devin Spady, better known as Young Cheese, was one of 3 people shot in the 5800 block of Masher Street in Olney Thursday night. He uses his platform to speak out against violence, and now violence has claimed the life of his son.
What's done is done. And like you said, Cheese not coming back.
The search is on for the gunman who opened fire, taking the life of a 17-year-old boy.
Parents said he excelled in sports and was well liked.
Deadly gun violence continues to rise in Philadelphia with more and more young lives cut short. Last night, a 14-year-old boy became the latest child killed.
Man, this junk is like on something, man. I'm telling you, man. Back then, it used to be like, you know, the older folks was dying before the younger folks. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like the younger folks dying more than the older folks. You feel me? It's like, dang, bro. It's like, it's a blessing to see the age of 25, man. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, at the end of the day, man, my man's, whatever your name is, Noah, you know, I'm going to bring this up again. Live by the sword, you die by the sword. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. So, I don't know why everybody's surprised when stuff happens. You know what I mean? It's just bound to happen. You know what I mean? You out here killing folks, you're going to get killed. Either you're going to get killed or you're going to die. It's just going to happen. You know, I'm talking about, I used to cover, like, back then I used to cover the most gruesomest killers right in Chicago. You know, we go from 051 Melly to T-Roy to certain dudes, TB. It's like certain dudes that didn't have a name. You know, KTS Dre. You feel me? That was like the most gruesome dudes at the shoot at the streets, bro. And bro, every single one met their fate. We can go from 051 Melly. We can go from T-Roy. We can go from KTS Dre. We can go from even Shooter Shells. You know what I mean? Shooter Shells from freaking, what block he was from? You know what I'm saying? Dang, I forgot. I forget. I know he was in tour with NLMB, you know, G Herbo crew. You feel me? But, bro, I used to cover some crazy niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? And every single one met the fate, especially Shooter Shells. That joke is crazy. You know, I ain't gonna even tell y'all where to look that up, but God, they did him bad, bro. You know what I mean? And bro had a couple bodies under his belts, too. I think they did that to him, you know what I mean? Because bro did that to somebody else, but they did him terrible, y'all. Ain't gonna lie, that was bad. I was probably one of the worst shooters out of Chicago, bro.
This was a 14-year-old boy. This is someone's son. This is someone's friend. And anti-violence advocates.
They don't care about that. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all talking about 14 and all that. You going out there playing grown man, you gonna get treated like a grown man, bro. Folks don't care about your age, bro, no more. Usually folks will be like, man, he a shorty, man. Let's just, ain't nobody taking shorty serious. You know, usually I laugh at you, bro, kick the bobo with you, bro. You know, give you a pass, bro, because you know, 14, man. Get on, little bro. You know, some laugh at you. But nah, bro, they blicking you down. 13, 14-year-olds getting blicked down. Broad day. You feel me? So it's just like, hey.
Are creating a culture of
you out here playing grown man game?
You feel like they're not being looked out for.
Community
he dealt like a grown man.
Gunned down last week, and Dave, this is another victim of this senseless violence that's plaguing our city.
That was my mommy's baby. That was her world. He was our little brother.
He did not deserve to die like that.
Victim gunned down by 4 men who, for some unknown reason, opened fire into the playground. Police say shootings and murders are being fueled by hot-tempered Instagram posts between rival groups or individuals.
Violence continues in Frankfurt, where an
18-year-old
was shot and killed. It happened around 5 this evening on the 4700 block of Oxford Avenue.
Police say the 16-year-old boy was ambushed and shot multiple times as he returned from his job at McDonald's late last night.
They say 3 masked men, they were waiting for him to return from work.
His face is good.
You get me and did this shit. And you know who did that to you, man.
See, and everybody in here laughing. You know what I'm saying? Junk crazy, and they laughing. I'll be saying, boy, humans is evil, boy. Y'all be on the internet laughing at this, bro. Like, this junk funny. Ain't nothing funny about this, bro. I promise you, bro that's doing this live, he gonna die next. And y'all gonna be laughing at him. The same people that was laughing on his stream gonna be the ones laughing at him. Let me understand it. That junk is evil, bro. You are not right in the head, gang. Like, you be thinking because you on the internet, you don't get judged for what you do, bro. Man, God sees everything. How you make a person feel off the internet, everything, bro. Don't think you not getting judged off the internet. They be thinking, oh, yeah, I'm behind this phone. So I can do whatever, bro. That junk is getting watched, bro. You being watched by everything you do, bro. Even your thoughts is being watched. Nothing is hidden from God, bro. Nothing. So you over here laughing. You over here dissing dead people. You was just dissing somebody dead, homie. That's the goofiest thing, though. You dissing somebody that you don't even know, and then next minute you know now your mama died. What happened to me? What is everything bad happening to you? But you don't remember that post that you was doing on IG? You was laughing, now you the one crying? That's life. So before you get on Instagram, the internet thinking that nobody see you, you better know Big Dog up here looking right at you. You laughing at somebody crying, but then you gonna be the one crying. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing funny about this, bro. I don't even, like, shit, y'all be getting people killed, bro. Blood on a lot of y'all hands, y'all know that, right? Even though you ain't killed people, bro, you going out there telling this man to do that, bro, and he end up getting killed for what y'all say? Blood on y'all hands. Y'all got a lot, bro. Y'all got a lot of people killed, bro. In the comments, you ain't putting a gun to the, you ain't got to put a gun to somebody's head and make it, oh, yeah. I ain't killed nobody. You got him killed, though. He going off with y'all, how y'all, even though he a grown man, he make his own decision, y'all fueling him. So that man end up dying, that blood on your hands, bro. Bro, you better look at it like that, bro. I got a lot of people killed, bro.
He used and AJ did this shit.
police are looking for up to half a dozen shooters in cases that began yesterday afternoon. There were over 40 shell casings on the ground here. Officers say someone shot 2 people at this scene. One of them did die. The other is listed in critical condition this morning.
66-year-old man is dead, and 3 teens are hurt following a shooting last night in Frankfurt.
17-year-old is dead, the apparent target in this, and 4 other people were shot. 2 more teens and 2 women.
This is an absolute outrage. It will be solved.
Because at the end of the day, many of these kids are coming from the same communities that they're shooting in.
Today, the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force released this wanted poster of 17-year-old Asir Boone with a $5,000 reward attached. You have until Wednesday morning to turn yourself in.
He even says at one point, I'm wearing this type of clothing, don't cook me.
Police say Tayshawn was riding his bike when a car pulled up and 3 masked people got out and began opening fire. Tayshawn was hit multiple times.
The 17?
Yeah, 17-year-old basketball player that just got shot 17 times.
Yes.
That's who killed my son.
A teenager was shot and killed steps from his home. The 17-year-old was on his way to school. The teenager was with his mother at the time.
Police and school officials are identifying the 17-year-old tonight as Noah Scurry. He's described here at the high school as a great student and athlete. At least 20 shots fired in what they believe was a targeted attack.
The student who was killed was exceptional. No problems from him whatsoever, according to the principal and other staff members.
He got videos out where he got a Joker mask on.
A screenshot of the video shows a man in a Joker mask, at times appearing to hold a gun. Sources tell Fox 29 they believe that to be Scurry.
Said you was gonna slide, you ain't slide yet. Right. Now I slid.
Y'all boys intrigued. This you look at that boy intrigued. Golly, chill out, bro. Chill. I know y'all like this. You know what I'm saying? That boy watching this show like this. Chill out, bro. Chill. You know what I mean? Oh, man, a lot of violence. That boy love that violence. That boy eating that popcorn. I'm just gonna be a video chain. Oh yeah, do some more like this.
This brand of brutality is the legacy of the city's many historic gangs. Whether we're talking about the Italian mafia of the old days or the modern street gangs, Philly has been a treacherous place from the very start. And a big reason for the city's cutthroat mentality is its crushing poverty, as Philly has for a long time been the poorest big city in America. This poverty particularly affects Philly's Black and Latino communities, whose poverty rates are about double compared to the white residents, despite them making up a clear majority of the population.
It was designed that way. Everybody knows that, bro. That's why I be trying to tell y'all when it comes to y'all street dudes. Y'all are a pawn. It was designed this way. Y'all gotta understand the most dangerous people in America is the people that you cannot see, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you, the most dangerous people in the world is the people you can't see. The people that runs this country is the peoples that you don't see. They calling all the shots. You think Donald Trump run this president? You think Donald Trump run this world, man? It's some people that you can't see. Them secret meetings that we don't nothing of, bro. You feel me? Those are the people that designed this. They designed this for a reason, bro. For you to kill each other. Why you think, bro, they lowering down the age where you can get guns at, man, they can get guns at 17 now. They want you to kill. What is the 2 things that America make their most money off of? Crime and war. They want you to kill, bro, so they can lock you up. They want you to kill. They're building more freaking jails than schools. You gotta wake up, fellas. You are a pawn in this game. You are losing. Stop thinking you winning. Oh yeah, I'm in tour with these niggas. Oh yeah, I just lit these niggas. Man, come on. You gonna die by next week. Because everything that street dudes have in common is that every one of them think they winning. This side think he winning. That side over there think he winning. That side over there think he winning. This side over here think he winning. But in reality, everybody losing. Bro, the streets is like the Squid Game, I swear. Real life Squid Game. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is forced into the streets. Stop saying that, man. I hate when people be like they're forced into it. No, you're not, bro. It's a choice. You made a choice to go into the streets. Everything is choice driven. God is never going to place you somewhere where you don't have a choice. Everything is choice driven. I told y'all the key thing y'all say nowadays is when I jumped off the porch. You admit that you jumped off the porch. You admitted that you jumped off the porch to go into the streets. That was your choice. Nobody just randomly started shooting at you. You ain't got beef with people for no reason. You got beef because of you, bro. Some of y'all got beef because of the people you hang around with. You was hanging around. Oh, there we go again. Being your choice again. You hang around the wrong people. You choose to hang around the wrong people. So that's why you had to get into the gang life, because the dudes that you hanging around with has done some bad things to people. And then the people they did bad things to want they head. So now you hanging around these dudes, taking pictures with them in their music videos. So guess what the people over here are going to think? Oh, he with them niggas. So guess what? When we catch him, we finna do him just like we going to do these other niggas. So now, nigga, you walk into the gas station thinking you ain't got no beef the whole time. You got ops and you ain't know it, nigga. You know how many times that happened out here? Nigga, you get shot and killed by nigga you ain't know. Just because you was posted up with them niggas. Better change the way you better change your surroundings. I don't give a dang if I knew that nigga ever since pre-K. I'm speaking some real ish right now. I'm telling you, bro, I'm 22 years old, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got the wisdom and understanding of a 65-year-old gang. I think like a 70-year-old, bro. I don't think like these niggas. You feel me? For me, I hang by myself, bro. I only got 2 homies for real that I really call my homies. I don't hang out with nobody. I don't give a dang if I knew you from pre-K, bro. If you a bad influence to me, bro, I would not hang around you. Don't come around me talking about you in the streets. Don't come around me talking about you got ops. I'm not impressed with you, bro. Get away from me. I don't hang around niggas like that. Hang around niggas that got common sense, bro. Hang around niggas that got goals in life. That's the type of dude I hang around. I ain't hang around no dudes that got streets and all. Gotta cut them off, bro. You feel me? Just keeping it real. So everything that these street dudes are going through was choice driven. You had a choice. You could have had a regular job. It's people that's in the trenches, in the projects, that everybody don't gangbang in the projects. Everybody's not in the streets in the projects, bro. Stop making it seem like everybody in the projects and the trenches is in the streets. That's false, bro. You got people that work regular jobs. You chose to get in that, so guess what? Just because you chose to get in that lifestyle, now you got to face the consequence.
This is also reflected in the city's.
It's choice driven. They try to make it seem like it was no choice. Everything has a choice, my brother. You chose to get in the streets, so guess what? You gonna reap the consequences.
Segregation, the poor black communities of Philly being amongst the most segregated in the entire of America, with only Chicago having an even higher rate when it comes to America's big cities. And of course, when there's such significant pockets of poverty, serious crime will usually follow, with gun violence in Philly being heavily concentrated amongst the poorest communities. Growing up in these active war zones can leave the youth there scarred with deep and long-lasting mental health issues. Some may turn to desperate measures to escape the surroundings, while others end up getting sucked into the violence themselves, a survival mechanism in a kill or be killed environment. This leads to some youths getting consumed by the idea of revenge, while others may even get addicted to the violence itself and actually find pleasure and release in participating in the killing. This is the environment where Noah Scurry was born on May the 30th, 2007, his birth eerily coinciding with the filming of the movie The Dark Knight, the second installment of director Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, which would introduce the late actor Heath Ledger's critically acclaimed performance as the Joker. This new, much more dark and twisted rendition of the legendary Batman villain would later become Noah's alter ego in the streets of Philly. Not much is known about Noah's early life, but based on what we do know, he appeared to have a relatively happy childhood. Noah's loving parents, Megan and Ron, did their best to provide for their young son. They would work hard to keep him fed and well clothed as a child. Always dripping in the latest Ralph Lauren, Noah was a stylish kid whose parents clearly cared for him and wanted the best for him, and his parents would do their best to keep Noah busy and focused on positive hobbies, as he would seemingly practice many different sports, from martial arts to baseball, and of course basketball, where he would eventually excel the most, becoming his high school team's top scorer. His parents would also make sure that Noah's intellectual side was equally stimulated, as he would show great promise in school as well, becoming an honor roll student who would score the highest result in his school's SAT.
So basically, not trying to speak bad on you, so basically, bro, you was like a follower, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to speak bad because he dead, but that's what I'm getting. Saying basically, I'm saying was just like, feel me? Like I say, even though they chose to go in the streets, a lot of people, okay, man, they feel like they just don't have nowhere else to go. So even though they chose to go on the streets, you feel me? They feel like they don't have nowhere to go, so they make a dumb decision by going. But you, bro, you got two loving parents. I mean, you know, try to like why you jumping it? You know, it ain't like you was at like a crossroads. You feel me? Like you had parents that care for you. Try to put you know what? Why you go in the streets? What was the reason for that?
Something even more impressive when you consider the fact his high school, the Samuel Fells, is among the worst performing schools in Pennsylvania. This is an interesting aspect, as having covered many demonic gangsters who seemingly came from violent upbringings that thrust them into the violence before they really knew better, Noah apparently had a lot of love and support and was nurtured to excel at life. However, Noah was also clearly influenced by street culture since a young age, and while there are no signs that his family was in any way affiliated with gangs, he can often be seen throwing up what seem like gang signs in his early childhood pictures. It's not clear if Noah at the time was simply imitating what he saw other people doing, or if he was actually already affiliated with gangs. But there were numerous street gangs operating in the area that Noah lived at the time of his death, and eventually he would allegedly become affiliated with a gang called the Whackers from the Lawncrest section of the city, who go by the name Pavement Boys, or PB, and are repped by rappers like No Pix and Rel Sosa. Noah was also seemingly close with gangs from the Frankfurt section of the city, particularly gangs called Parkside and Certified Clappers, or Double C. The biggest rivals of these gangs will be the gangs called M24 and their younger generation called Fast Break, who hail primarily from the Olney section of the city. The Fast Break have become well known in Philly drill culture recently after their members allegedly killed Philly's most well-known drill rapper, YBC Dull, in August 2024. His killers allegedly being as young as 14 years old, with Zakeem Blake, who had gone missing from his parents a year earlier, and 16-year-old Aiden Waters, who was also a former talented track and field runner, although he never featured on the cover of the ESPN magazine, as some pages would falsely report based on a custom cover likely made by his parents. Nor was he the national champion on the 1500 meters in 2015, although he did come up third place. With all this just going to show you that being a promising athlete isn't quite enough to stop a young man being sucked into the violent life of the Philly streets. But anyway, growing up in an active war zone, Noah Scurry would be no stranger to gun violence growing up. In 2016, when Noah was only 9 years old, his cousin would be gunned down in the Mayfair neighborhood, located only about 3 miles east from Noah's home, where he would ultimately end up losing his life.
The search is on for the gunman who opened fire, taking the life of a 17-year-old boy. The triple shooting, which happened right across from a playground, also sent 2 other people to the hospital with critical injuries.
That surveillance video captured the 3 victims hanging outside of this corner store behind me at Hawthorne and Barnett shortly before this shooting. It actually happened here down this alley, which does border Sterling Street. 17-year-old Quantico Brunson Moten was killed. 2 other young men remain in critical condition. Surveillance video shows Quantico Brunson Moten, the 2 other victims, and 2 more people standing outside the corner grocery store last night. A white car pulled up and a man dressed all in black got out and walked down Hawthorne. A little while later, the group followed in that direction. Police say it was here in this nearby alley that shots were fired. 17-year-old Quantico was shot in the torso, as was a 16-year-old victim. Back on the surveillance video, you can see the man run back to the idling white car outside the corner store. Quantico was killed. Today, his father washed away the blood left at the scene.
We kept our son close, and we kept his friends close. They call his mom and pop all day.
The store owner and friends identified this young man as Quantico. This is video of him inside the corner store just before the shooting that would claim his life. His parents said he excelled in sports and was well liked.
He was silly all the time. He was just silly all the time.
Things would begin to ramp up around 2020 as the COVID pandemic would bring a spree of violence all over America, including Philadelphia, where the already high murder rate would spike to the level of the 90s when the crack epidemic was intensifying the gang wars. In December 2020, Noah's good friend, 14-year-old Tamer Timms, also known as Tartar, was gunned down in Olney, less than 2 miles away from Noah's home.
Well, deadly gun violence continues to rise in Philadelphia with more and more young lives cut short. Last night, a 14-year-old boy became the latest child killed. Action reporter Jacqueline Lee is live in the Olney section of the city tonight with more on the investigation into this deadly incident and the devastating statistics. Jacqueline.
Well, Rick, you know, we cover so many shootings. Sometimes it's easy to forget to see the humanity in it. But this was a 14-year-old boy. This is someone's son. This is someone's friend. And anti-violence advocates are saying these killings are creating a culture of fear in the city. Family members described 14-year-old Tamir Timms as the life of the party, a star basketball and football player.
He was an outgoing, fun kid, like the crack jokes. This was a regular kid, a regular 14-year-old child living his life. My son didn't deserve this.
That's why his mom, Regina, and other family members are puzzled as to why he was shot in the chest and back on the 5900 block of North Masher Street Thursday night. He later died at Albert Einstein Medical.
All I'm saying, bro, you never know what your son be doing. I be seeing mamas going on news talking about his son was. All I'm saying is, parents, bro, kid that's walking around in your house sometimes ain't that kid outside that door. That's all I'm saying. So you think you know your child. One thing that my pop said way back in the day, he was like, I know you better than you know yourself. I ain't gonna lie, laugh. Like, I laugh at that junk. Like, now I'm like, this nigga really say he know me more than he know myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you parents think you know your children more than they know themselves, and that's a dang lie. Not around us 24/7. How you know me more than I know myself? Nigga, I'm around myself every day. But you know me. Nigga, you ain't God, nigga. Freak you think you is? You know what I'm saying? I step outside that door, nigga, I can become a whole different person. I used to become a whole different person. I step outside, I'm in the house, I'm respectful. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Outside, I'm a hellraiser. You feel me? So it's just like moms and dads, you don't be knowing your children like you think you do. Whole time, not trying to put no mess on his name, just saying, shot in the back. And that seemed like a targeted hit to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's innocent. I think, bro, when it comes to stuff like this, I'm not gonna lie, 2% of the time, it be innocent bystanders, bro. The other 98%, bro, be targeted. But like, it seemed like it was targeted. So I don't know. It seemed like he was into something. That's all I'm saying. It seemed like that was targeted. Like, that wasn't no accidental shooting, like just shot and then seemed like, oh yeah, bomb, bomb. Like, he was just targeted, meant to shoot him. You feel me?
I see this every day. I see it every day. And it never really clicked until it happened to me. Kinda, I ain't been asleep really yet.
His brother says Timms was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I don't feel real.
Sadly, many families are facing this reality. The 6 ABC data journalism team found that shootings involving children are up 70% this year in Philadelphia.
Like 17-year-olds was a very talented basketball player who was also known by the nickname 32, and following his passing.
See, y'all see him?
Very talented basketball player who was also known by the
missing you 32 shots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nickname 32, and following his passing, Noah's father would post on his social media how Noah had changed his jersey number to 32 in Tamer's honor, promising to always play in his memory. But shockingly, Noah's father, Ron Scurry, would make a post revealing that Noah had actually lost 5 friends in less than a year, showing just how out of control the gun violence in Philly had gotten at this point and how much it was personally affecting Noah. But unfortunately, that wouldn't be the end of it, because only a few months later, he would lose yet another friend, with his father posting how his son had lost 6 friends to violence and saying that he can see the hurt in his son's eyes. 16-year-old Kari Simmons, also known as Car or Ree, would be killed in a senseless triple shooting at a rec center in West Philadelphia that would also leave 2 15-year-olds injured.
Now a community remembers a teen gunned down last week. And Dave, this is another victim of this senseless violence that's plaguing our city.
Jason, a big turnout tonight at the Christie Recreation Center at 55th and Christian as an entire community came out to mourn Kyree Simmons and to hopefully start the healing process. Hundreds of balloons were released over this West Philadelphia Rec Center Tuesday evening to remember 16-year-old Kyree Simmons, who was gunned down last week.
See this, y'all? Look, they're going to come out and report on you. You're going to never see these people in the hood. You going to see them where y'all at. Once you die, you going to see them. You going to see them. Kyree Joshua was gunned down in the... You know what I mean? You ain't going to see them, but they're going to dang sure report on your death, though. You feel me? They're going to report on it. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. It's like a real video game, bro. Real GTA out here, man. You going to do that little do his job right there? Get the freak out of there. You know what I'm saying? You get the freak out of there. That man don't go there unless he has to, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time you're going to see them around there. But hey, man. Y'all got to understand, man. You feel me? Y'all are losing. You know, you need somebody to be in you. You're losing, bro. You don't have a future ahead of you in the streets. Nobody's ever been in the streets. Don't bring up your favorite rapper to me. That boy got lucky. I promise you, Lil Durk I don't know these niggas from the canopy, but I promise you, Lil Durk, G Herbo, whatever you want to name them niggas, Polo G, all them NBA Youngboy, I can promise you, they wasn't in the streets active fully like a lot of these dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? They was rapping, bro. They was out the way. They weren't like they probably was active. They probably was doing a little things here and there, but them niggas was in that studio. They didn't want to be in there. That studio saved them niggas' lives. Being in that studio, they weren't active in the street. Active. Heck no. You feel me? They probably did some little ish. But no, they weren't active in that mother effer. You feel me? Cause I promise you they would have been dead and gone. I promise you. You feel me? You see G Herbo, nigga got shot. You feel me? I'm just keeping the G with you, bro. Same thing for Lil Durk. Close calls. Nigga, Lil Durk, I remember one story. This is a true story, bro. I don't speak on nothing. Like I said, I ain't from Chicago, but this is a true story. This is documented, bro. Lil Durk, cousin Newski. You feel me? Got killed. I'm not going to say the name. But bro walked into the store. If Lil Durk would have never walked into that store, that boy would have died right where his cousin was at. Right when bro walked into the store, man, few minutes later, bro cousin got nailed when he was inside the store. Bro was this close to death. So don't bring up no Lil Durk and all them to me, bro. You ain't no Lil Durk, bro. You not no Polo G. What you doing outside of being in the streets? What you doing? You can't rap, nigga. So you out here killing niggas and you think you just finna be a street nigga? You think you finna be a street? I want to name one nigga that beat the streets. Other than them niggas that got money and got the freak out of that. Name one nigga that beat this. You see Duck try to be a hood legend, right? Duck try to stay in Chicago. What happened to Duck? You can't stay there. You think you finna stay there and survive, nigga? I'm just saying. You ain't gonna beat it, bro. Stop trying to act like you gonna beat it. There's so many more dangerous niggas than you that died to this issue, man. You are part of a gang and you are not. The streets are undefeated. The streets are like 1,000,000-0. You're not different. Don't think you're different because they thought they was different too. Don't think ain't no nigga gonna play with you because they thought no nigga gonna play with them either. You gotta realize, bro, people out here, I feel like being a killer in the streets is the most dangerous thing because you got people that will kill you just because they scared of you, bro. So that's the most dangerous thing. You got niggas looking out here, man, we gotta kill this nigga because this nigga is out here ruthless. They so scared of you, gang. And I feel like it's really everybody in the streets. Honestly, I don't feel like it's really killers in the streets, honestly. That's just me. I don't feel like none of these dudes ruthless killers. I feel like these dudes kill killers because they have to be killers. I feel like every one of them scared. I feel like every one of them niggas in the street scary killers. I feel like it's a small percentage of people in the world that actually like killers. Like, yeah, I do this. Like, niggas that do it for a job, I kill niggas. Like, and I ain't got no sympathy about it. I don't care. I killed it. I just what I do. Like eating breakfast. But these niggas, that's why they smoke so much weed and do so much drugs. Because they can't function. They can't even sleep right. They're not really killers for real, man. They just scared to die. So a nigga that's scared to die, what you think that nigga gonna do? That nigga gonna go kill. That's all of them in the streets. The niggas ain't no killers, man. Everybody try to make it seem like they love this joint. They don't love it. They hate this joint. They hate the way they live. They forced to kill. They forced to live this way. They don't want to live this way. I promise you, if they had a choice tomorrow, either stay here or go in the suburbs, I promise you, every single nigga in the streets gonna go to the suburbs. I promise you. Ain't no nigga gonna be like, I'm staying here. Come on, bro. Don't let these niggas fool you. I see right through all these niggas. These niggas ain't no killers for real. They scared. So scary niggas gonna kill something because they scared.
And to hopefully start the
I'm scared to die, bro. Got these niggas shoot at me every day. I gotta go kill or I'm gonna die.
Hundreds of balloons were released over this.
And the niggas that shooting at him feel the same exact way.
To remember 16
gotta shoot this nigga because I'm scared to die, man.
Was gunned down last week on this very same basketball court.
He was just here doing what all of us do. Come to Sherwood, play basketball, and just be kids.
Kyrie's senseless murder touched off calls for a citywide action plan after the death of yet another young man with so much promise.
We love Kyrie more than anything. That was my mommy's baby. That was her world. He was our little brother.
He did not deserve to die like that.
Police and Kyrie's family say he was an innocent victim, gunned down by 4 men who, for some unknown reason, opened fire into the playground.
Following Kyrie's murder, local news would report how the police were warning that the violence in the city was being fueled by social media, where gangs were going back and forth dissing each other.
After over 100 murders already this year, investigators are focusing on ways to prevent more violence, including monitoring Instagram, where police say shootings and murders are being fueled by hot-tempered Instagram posts between rival groups or individuals. Social media beefs turn violent.
Now, these groups just have the ability to use Instagram and go back and forth in real time, and it's something that we're very concerned about.
Commissioner Daniel Outlaw says social media is fueling a lot of these conflicts, and they're now having detectives monitor those conversations.
Life has turned into one big reality TV show. You don't have to be a celebrity or with a following or with cameras in order to advertise your life or, document every moment of what we're saying and what we're doing.
Advocates and officials say parents can play a role in monitoring their teens' social media usage.
My kid not going to have a phone, bro. I didn't have a phone until I was in 9th grade. I don't understand why kids in the 9th grade.
Instagram shared tips for parents in a new guide released today. Pastor Carl Day says talking to teens can spark change.
A lot of times I think that we don't think about how polarizing social media is.
Instagram's restrict mode allows your teen to keep an eye on a potential bully. They can't tell they've been restricted, and posted comments aren't visible to anyone else but the person who wrote it.
Back in maybe our day, whatever our day may have been, if you had a problem with somebody, it was just between you, them, and probably the few people that knew. Now you got 6,000 followers, so in everybody's mind, all 6,000 people see you trying to play me. So now this is the way we have to handle things.
Noah was also familiar with the other side, as his friends weren't only dying in the gang war, but also allegedly doing the killing. Only a few weeks after the murder of Kyrie, 18-year-old Justin Porter, also known as Jay or Five, would be gunned down in the Frankfurt neighborhood.
The violence continues in Frankfurt, where an 18-year-old was shot and killed. It happened around 5 this evening on the 44th block of Oxford Avenue. No one has been arrested in this shooting either.
And then the person that killed him finna die.
Was allegedly affiliated with the M24 gang, and following his death, a popular rapper called Brady, who's affiliated with the Certified Clappers and Parkside, would drop a diss song called 5 on it. Which
and then when he die, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna feel sorry for this nigga. You see what I'm saying? It's a pattern, boy. It's a pattern.
The classic song Got 5 on It by Loonies, whilst also using that phrase to diss Five. This was followed by another Double C rapper called Hardy dropping a song titled Red Rum, where he would diss Five more directly, saying that he died because he didn't have a gun and that they sped off on the police after the murder. Another popular rapper from the M24 side, Lil Muck, can be seen wearing a custom tribute shirt to Five on his social media, and would release a response to the diss song called On 5, which is both a tribute song to Five and a diss towards Parkside and the Certified Clappers. In Muck's Instagram promo for the song's music video, other M24 members could be seen dissing Parkside, while Parkside members would seemingly taunt Muck about Five's death. One YouTuber would even claim that Five was killed by a specific person, a rapper from Parkside called Qua4, who is in fact a good friend of Noah Scurry, with even Noah's father posting a picture of the two together. However, the murder of Five, aka Justin Porter, would remain unsolved. Unfortunately, the killing in Philly would only get worse during 2021, reaching an all-time high. In October, 16-year-old Arjon Jackson, also known as AJ or A-Roy, would be brutally killed near his home after he had just finished his work shift at McDonald's, with his twin sister being taken home in a lift.
We began with a call to action after another teenager is shot and killed on the streets of Philadelphia. I'm Yuki Washington.
I'm Jessica Cartalia. 16-year-old Ajon AJ Jackson was shot outside of East Oak Lane home when police say he was ambushed. He and his twin sister had just finished their shift at McDonald's. Jasmine Payute is live at police headquarters with how gun violence is affecting principals trying to keep their students safe. Jasmine?
Yuki, Jess, good evening. It goes without saying, there's a gun violence crisis in Philadelphia.
Once again, the Parkside rappers would diss the dead mercilessly, this time borrowing a chapter from YBC Bill's playbook, who had made a name for himself by dissing his dead enemy, who was also killed after finishing his shift working at McDonald's too. In the music video,
what happened to YBC Bill after that?
Can be seen tossing out French fries, something that YBC Bill had also done. And in his song On Hound, Hardy would rap how M24 hadn't got back for someone who died whilst eating fries, before mentioning how they were leading by 2-0, an apparent reference to the murders of both Five and...
See, it's 2-0. Y'all see what I'm saying? They think they win in it. You know what I'm saying?
AJ. Hardy would even film himself in court, confronting an M24 member and dissing AJ to their face.
Look, it's me and my man B. Your man did it. And you know who did that to your man. Shut up. Shut the up. He's a young boy. I slapped his on the back of his head right now on live. You're not trying to lock in. Let's lock in.
You gotta get on IG, bro. Like in court gang. Trying to get on IG. This nigga can't do nothing to you. How you getting on IG for it? See what I'm saying? Niggas be wanting the image so bad, bro. Niggas be wanting the image so bad. Nigga can't do nothing to you in court. If a nigga slap the fire at you in court, nigga gonna go to jail. Niggas in court, bro. Nothing a nigga can do in court. You feel me? Now nigga wanna get outside that court, nigga. That's when, come on, gang. You gonna do this in court, bro. In court. Like, I've been in court, gang. Numerous times. Like, can't do nothing in court. And you can't even have your phones out in court. You sneak and have your phone out. You're not even supposed to have your phone out. They catch you with your phone out, they gonna get on your heels. So all that trying to play tough with a nigga in court, gang. Bro. Jump for the birds, gang. You know what I'm saying?
Lock in.
Nigga ain't worried about you, bro.
Come on, let's lock in. Let's lock in. Your man about to be in here for an hour. We can lock in real quick. Use a ball. Wallah, he used a and AJ did it. Watch out, bro. I just see me smack that.
Barely hit that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Barely hit that nigga.
And AJ did it.
Nigga did like this to the nigga head.
I just see me smack
that nigga's bro.
Y'all just see me smack this.
Coming into 2022, the murder rate would fortunately be
a
small consolation to the people living in the city's war zones, where murders would continue to happen at a steady rate. And in August, it was time for Noah Scurry to experience yet another loss, as his friend, 18-year-old Hasir Adams, would be killed during a particularly violent night in Philly.
Just this morning, Philadelphia police are looking for up to half a dozen shooters in cases that began yesterday afternoon, carried through in the overnight hours, and there has been shooting as of just a few hours ago. Take a look at this video. This is from a deadly shooting on Bouvier Street. There were over 40 shell casings on the ground here. Officers say someone shot 2 people at this scene. One of them did die. The other is listed in critical condition this morning. And then in broad daylight yesterday, around 5 o'clock, right near this Dunkin' Donuts on Girard Avenue, 3 men were shot. One, a 65-year-old whose sister says he was driving by the scene in his pickup truck when a stray bullet from the shooting went through the windshield into his arm.
Hasir was known as an outgoing person with a real big heart who did anything for the ones that he loved. But allegedly, he was also known as a feared shooter in the streets who went by the menacing nickname Bad News. By this point, Noah Scurry had lost as many as 7 close friends to the streets, and as his father said, he could see the pain and suffering in his son from these losses. Perhaps unsurprisingly then, from here, Noah would begin to undergo a dark transformation, vowing to get revenge for his friends and beginning his own plots to wage war in the streets and cause others the very same devastation that he had endured. And it would be soon after this that he would take on his terrifying alter ego, becoming the Joker.
So that's part 1 right there, man. So if y'all want part 2, y'all let me know in the comments section. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get it down for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, documentary playlist section, man. That's where this will be. Y'all want part 2, y'all let me know in the comment section. I know a lot of y'all like, bro, dang. It is what it is, man. We got to go stream, man. You know what I'm saying? 1:40 a.m., man. You know what I mean? But it's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man. Take it easy. Before you end up like Beezy, man. Out, man. Jet.